Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience at WYAD 94.1 FM, we welcome you guys back to the program. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. We're excited to welcome award-winning recording artist Crystal Starr to our program today. She has a new single that's out now. I got it through our friends at Amazon.com. It's called Heart Failure. I want to talk to her about the year that's been 2022, but also what it's been like for her to see the love from the fans literally around the world. And, of course, what she's looking forward to as we're heading into the new year. Crystal, hello to you, and welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is definitely all mine. Congratulations again on Heart Failure. As I mentioned, I got it through Amazon. It's available on all of the sites for our audience to be able to get wherever they normally get their music. Let's start there, Crystal. What has this reflection been like for you? You've been really busy this year, but hopefully you've had a chance to kind of sit back, take a breath, and kind of look at the year that's been 2022. What has this year been like for you?
Yeah, this year has been really a blessing. Like, I've been, oh my God, really busy, but also very grateful for all the things that have been going on. And, just performing. I was able to headline for a festival called the Electric Forest Festival, which was incredible, and another festival called the Culver City Festival. So it's been pretty busy, but also just really eye-opening and exciting.
And I think the big thing is you've been able to take your fans along for the ride and share your gift of music. So let's go back a little bit, Crystal. When did you first realize the gift of music for yourself?
I was 3 years old. I used to sing in church a lot, and it was I used to walk around all the time telling all my family that I was going to be a singer. And so yeah, I definitely knew growing up as a kid that I was going to be a singer growing up, So I was about 3 years old.
Yeah. And I love one of the reels you did on Instagram back in August. I noticed when I was prepping for this segment, Crystal, you kind of talked about, this journey, at 16 and, the highs, the lows and, listening to execs and what people have to say. But one of the things that you were able to say in the caption of that was, I guess they were wrong. So what helped you to kind of trust your own voice, but also to trust your own gift? What is it that helped you not to listen to what other people had to say?
I've always been the kind of person that never was really into peer pressure, or I knew at a young age that I was different and that I didn't want to just do something based off of what somebody else thought I was. And so I think when I was 17, I used to go into the studio all the time with different people, and I would realize that they would say things, oh yeah, let's do this on this day, and then they would kind of blow me off for somebody else, or et cetera, et cetera. And it was during that time that I realized that people are, they're pulling on the coattails of someone else. Everybody's trying to climb this ladder, and they're pulling on the coattails of somebody else, and somebody else is underneath them trying to satisfy someone else. And so it was that day that I realized I'm no longer going to pull on the coattails of someone. I'm going to do this myself. And whether it's hard or not, I'm going to be at the top of that ladder. And, it took a while for me to get the confidence to say, this is who I am. I think a lot of artists these days, they feel like, oh, I know who I am. But as you grow in music is something that's like water. It flows. And, you never truly know who you are until you continue to explore. And so, I explored and I didn't have the pressures that a lot of young artists have when they're being signed at such a young age, and they're, going out there and doing music maybe that they're being told to do it, or you should be doing this. And so I didn't have those kind of pressures. I mean, I had a little bit of them because people were like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But I kind of stuck to my gut, and I knew what I did want to talk about, and I knew what I didn't want to talk about. And I knew that I wasn't going to be this artist that was, on stage naked or anything like that, because that's just not who I am. And so it really was, I love my journey. I love the fact that I was able to do it my way rather than someone else's way.
Yeah, Crystal, and the thing about that is by doing that, you're not only able to find happiness for yourself, but you're able to show other, especially young women, right, in the industry, what they can do for themselves. How does that feel to be a guiding light for others as they're kind of looking at their own careers?
You know, it's a blessing because I was just on live. I was on live the other day, and it's funny. Before I answer that, you mentioned about that reel, and the reel is well, as I was making that reel, I was like, wow, yeah, I'm right. Like people will always say that you're not going to make it, or you're not going to do this, or you're not going to do that. But as time progresses, like when you find yourself, you see people start to see the value in you because you value yourself so much. And if you don't value yourself, how's anyone else going to value you? If you don't find that value within yourself. And I think there was a guitar player. He was a famous jazz guitar player named Philip Church, and he told me, blow your own mind before you try to blow someone else's mind. And that was a life-changing thing that was said to me growing up. And going back to your question now is it's so awesome to be able to encourage young artists and tell them to keep going. The other day I was on live and someone said to me, my friend wants to be a singer, but she quit because she's 31 and she thinks that she's too old now to enter the music industry. And I said, that's a stigma that a lot of us women live with every single day because the devaluement that society will sometimes put, especially in the music industry, on age. Oh, you're 33, you're 34, you're 35, so you're not worthy anymore of music. I'm like, no, that's not true. You get so much better with age. It's like wine. You get better with time. And who's to say that you can't be a 45-year-old pop star? Who's to say that you can't be a 40-year-old pop star? Like, why? So I was, it's really a blessing to be able to encourage girls like and women that it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people do. It matters what you do. It matters how you write your journey. It matters how your book of life is written. And it's really important that you proceed in what you know who you are and you go for it.
Exactly. Such a great point. Such a great reminder for our audience. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome award-winning recording artist Crystal Starr to our program today. We're talking to Crystal about the year that's been 2022, but also what it's been like for her to be able to follow her own heart, follow her talents, and let her gifts speak for us. That brings us back then to how you kind of are wrapping up this year, Crystal, now with the success of the single Heart Failure. First of all, tell us about the single. How did it come about?
Yeah, so I started working in the studio with Keith Harris. He's from the Black Eyed Peas and produced amazing things. And we were like, okay, so he knew the kind of style of music that I'm doing right now. And so it was basically, I started writing about, I think sometimes being on our phones or social media or et cetera, it takes our time away from our loved ones, our friendships, our relationships. And it was something that I was going through personally, like, realizing, oh man, I may be addicted to my phone. I'm like always on the phone and seeing how it's damaging my relationship and seeing how, I turn around and now that person's on the phone because I'm on the phone. And it's basically like a chain reaction type of thing. And so, it's heart failure, like, it's heartbreaking to see this whole thing going down. And when in the very beginning of any relationship, the interest is so there, but then as time proceeds, you get on your phone, you're not paying attention to each other, and it's, heartbreaking. So that's really what I wrote the song about. And Keith was able to really like bring that out of me and see the vision of what I wanted.
Well, I tell you, the thing is, too, I think when people listen to the song, they're able to see the visuals, and you've been promoting that a lot, especially on Instagram, where we're already so can find you there. It's great to be able to see the response. I think the other thing, too, the creativity, right? I mean, is that part of the fun for you, too, Crystal, being able to be creative, to be innovative when it comes to how the visuals come together for a single like this?
Oh, absolutely. Creativity is my middle name. Like, I don't want to do anything if it's not fun. I come up with all the concepts, everything. Matter of fact, the outfits in the video I made, I put together. Wow. I made the hats. Yeah, I made the hats by hand, and the way that I am these days, I'm like, if it's not fun, if it's not creative, I don't really want to be involved in it. So, the creative process is everything. So I tell my vision to the director, and I work on the edits with them and work on the venue, what kind of venue I want, that kind of thing, on the storyboard, everything. And that's from the clothes to the shoes to, the themes, all that kind of stuff.
So we talked about Heart Failure, and that is, of course, a single that's available now. What is Crystal Starr looking forward to as we're heading into 2023?
Oh, man. So 2023 is going to be a great year as well. I'm going to be doing, we're planning a summer tour after my album comes out. So my album is supposed to be coming out in the fall, and it's called Pop Star. And we have another single coming out January called Let Go. And this next single, I'm really excited. You guys are the first people to actually hear about what the next single is going to be called. But yeah, it's so exciting. Like, this whole album is, I'm extremely excited about it. It was created during the pandemic. I learned how to produce and write more. I wrote more. I learned how to play the piano during the pandemic. It was a lot of quiet time that I had to really, stay focused. So it was created and birthed during those times when I was just like, okay, I just need to have fun. We need to go back to the times when, we were like, what do they call it? Fancy free, or like, when things were just fun and dancing in your kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I wanted to go back to, and definitely a byproduct of that.
Gotcha. Well, it gives us a lot to be able to look forward to. Crystal, glad we had a chance to catch up. Again, everyone, Crystal Starr has been our guest. Crystal, how can our audience stay connected with you and kind of keep up with the journey?
Yeah, come visit me on Instagram. I'm always there. I'm always talking with my fans, and I do lives once a week with everyone and take questions and stay in tune with them, and then stream all of the music on Spotify underneath Crystal Starr, as well as my website, crystalstarr.com.
All right, Crystal, congratulations to you again. So glad we had a chance to catch up, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Thank you so much. You as well.
Hey, thank you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Also, shout out to Danielle for connecting us together with Crystal Starr. She didn't let me let this slip through the cracks, and I really appreciate that, Danielle. Glad we were able to make this happen with Crystal. And we definitely thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Then let's go make today amazing. Take care.